Yeah. So how would you answer someone who would say, how can you blame everything for like that's loneliness is something so vivid and everybody feels that, but it's like the fact that we're living in cities and we don't live in small groups and we're so far apart and we work so hard. So can you focus that social media is part of the problem? How, or maybe the main problem as you see it?
It certainly is part of the problem. So human beings were designed to live in small tribes of 100 to 200 people. And these containers that you and I live in, called houses and apartments, with all of our privacy, where we are in a dyadic container with one other primary partner and maybe a couple of kids, is not how we were designed. We were designed to be raised and live in a tribe. Human beings are herd animals. So if ever you've seen a herd of zebras or a herd of elephants, that's how we were meant to be raised. But because of the way our society has evolved over the last couple hundred years, with cars, creating suburbs and our own little houses, that's a large part of the reason of why we are alone the way we're alone. And then social media, kind of on top of that, only exacerbated that condition that already existed.
Yeah.
So social media is at its absolute worst. And I don't know if you're guilty of this. I certainly am, of laying in bed with my back to my partner's back on my phone on social media. That's when social media is at its worst, when it's keeping you apart from the person you're right next to. And social media is at its very best when it facilitates real world interactions. So we are an incredibly social animal, and we need not only this proximity of having a Zoom call, a stream chat is good, but it's not nearly as good as you and I being face to face.
I totally agree with that.
If you are more committed to national unity than partisanship, please check out my book, The Second Civil War, A Citizen's Guide to Healing Our Fractured Nation. My book will challenge you to improve your relationships with friends and family. Click the link in the description below.